What's really cool about this is they get dropped off here. They have a handful of experiences with me and with Julie before they ever leave the outside gate to the outside world. So they kind of get an understanding of the recall. They all three of them have stay, you know, and the basic mechanics of the training. And as soon as we leave to the outside world, they're starting to realize we started with the recall. I can go away from him, but if he hits that beep, I have to come back. So now they're starting to see the outside world with those boundaries. Today we take them out and we start to add on top of that, not only a recall, but how about also a heel, where you follow me as we go somewhere together, and then maybe add in a few stays there, and then of course releases so that they know when it's time to run around and be a dog. So it's starting to change the way they believe they can behave, and the set of consequences that are now there for certain behaviors, and it starts to shape a new belief system, and the dog starts to offer different behavioral choices in front of things that used to give them, like the old associations would be the behaviors we don't want: barking, lunging, not listening. We're going to start to see different behavioral choices: calmness, sitting, paying attention to us, ignoring other things, and so that we can start to change the way they behave when they go home, as soon as they realize that these consequences are also at play there. A couple things we need to tackle in the outside world, though, before we get there with this guy. We're doing the recall, we're doing the heel, we're getting his mechanics good, it's looking good, but don't let it fool you. This doesn't mean he's going to be great out in the real world with real triggers like dogs, people, squirrels, cars, birds, all this stuff. I hear he's got some pretty bad prey drive. I already kind of see it a little bit when he hears something. You can see those eyes kind of glossing over, and he starts to really pay attention to the sound. Once he has his skills in play, we're going to go out and we're going to spend the last week and a half of his training proofing this stuff, meaning we're going to put him in front of the things that used to make him do the bad stuff, like barking and going after squirrels and pulling and all this stuff. As soon as he makes those choices, we will correct those choices and then ask for an alternative behavior, like a recall and a heel, so we can show the dog, instead of going after these things like you used to, calm down and relax next to me as we just walk by. That's going to be the real stuff. But before we do that, as you've seen today, we start teaching the mechanics so the dog is trained. Once the dog has got the training, then it's time to put the icing on the cake and go out to the real world and show them what not to do and then what to do before they go home. Break.
Woo! Jackson's learning the heel command, which is walk at the left side, following Josh's pace. It's really difficult because he's got to stay in that position. So Josh teaches this off leash.
Break.
Woo! With the long line on for safety, but no leash guidance. Everything is pressure on, pressure off with the e-collar. Start with the beep, which gets the recall. And now we're teaching him got to stay in this specific position. So we're using our body, the hand for reference, and of course pressure on, pressure off. With the e-collar, pressure's on whenever he's not next to the left leg, pressure's off when he is, and then he gets praise. We're going to be doing lots of weird walking, like turns, just to make sure he gets used to finding that position. First start, we do short reps,
Break.
and then we'll build up into a duration heel. where he's got to hold that position for long periods of time. So the routine is just pockets of asking him to heel, stopping and sitting, releasing him for free time. And Josh makes it look easy. The reason this protocol is so great is that the dog can try everything else out. They can try all the different positions, but the pressure turns on. So they figure out which one works best is the one right next to Josh's leg.
Break.
Yay! Break it up with some fun. Yay! So he switched up the pattern because the past, 3 or 4 reps, he's been releasing him from that distance sit, and this time he asked him to down. So really test the dog to make sure he's paying attention.
He's expecting the release.
Yes.
Jackson. Break.
Yay!